Let's go into Clipse. Let's get some of this interview, man. We might not listen to the whole thing. We've been live for like an hour. I don't care, bro. Honestly, if y'all chilling, I'm chilling. Let's balance out. Yeah. Let's balance out. Where y'all want to go next? 336 likes. I appreciate you, man. If you guys don't mind hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you guys are enjoying the content, typically what I do is I do one long stream and then we'll go ahead and cut up a bunch of different topics so you guys do not have to sit around and watch 2 hours of a stream if y'all don't want to. So we'll do that for y'all too as well, man. So I appreciate you. Let's see what the Clipse is talking about. Clipse talk about hip hop journalism, Kendrick, Nas, Pharrell collabs, and Let God Sort Them Out. Somebody just sent me something about Let God Sort Them Out too. Just join and listen. Shout out to Michelle. Run up them likes. I appreciate you. My phone is about to die. What did he send me, bro? He sent me something about. My bad, gang. Oh, it's the autographed LP. Okay. All right, let's get into it.
Feeling you, man. I be feeling your pain. I be feeling your
They
pain.
got an Adidas collab coming out too.
I know what it is, man. I know what it is,
You know,
man.
right?
I be feeling you, man.
They content create. I despise that. I create content.
And they tries that.
Yeah. I think you wrote that one for me. I think.
Yeah, you know it.
I think that might have been for me.
But man.
Not putting me down, like helping me.
No,
like,
I'm just I feel you.
Echoing me.
Echoing your sentiments.
It's funny because remember I went crazy with the streaming Nicki Minaj thing.
Yeah.
But think about it now. It's like that was ahead of its time. That was a big man, and I reacted to that in this sort of like visceral way. And it's just like
you be right, Elliot.
Bro, Malice be sitting there like
don't listen. I don't
that's why
care what nobody say.
Gave Hell Have No Fury to Double XL.
Yeah.
That's how you guys love me for life. Hell Have No Fury.
Malice so quiet. I told you.
You shooting in this? Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Nah, you be
right,
bro.
Start.
You be right.
I can't believe you guys is the brothers, the Thornton brothers, man. I don't think I've ever interviewed Malice. It's an honor, man.
Really?
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I don't think. I think people try to be critical of you and they'll say, well, I
Malice
can't.
like, nigga, I'm ready to go home, bro. Look, I don't do all this talking. So give me in the booth. Put a beat on or something. I ain't trying to talk. Put a beat on. I talk only on beats, nigga.
And Push says it so clearly in the music. Why does he then feel the need to do press and speak on these things in such a way? Like, is saying it in the music, which is already like, oh shit, you
right?
Know what he just said enough. But you also love to To me, you've always been a person that's been embraced by the right people in the press,
right?
And want to express yourself through that platform. Can you talk about why it's also important not to just have the music do all the talking for you?
Because I feel like that was a part of the era and time in which we came into. Like I love the hip hop information, and I like speaking to people who I feel like are well versed in talking about the craft.
Yeah,
that's why he said, I don't like rappers who don't rap. I don't like rap. And then also, a piece of it is you're not going to sit down and talk to a person who doesn't understand the craft. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's, why they've been talking to people who understand what's going on and not just anybody. Like, you don't see the Clipse just giving out an interview to just anybody.
Like, I think that I think so many people aren't well versed in talking about the craft. So many people aren't well versed in, like, in these platforms. The artistry in journalism is not. Yeah. It's not a lot to me. Mm-hmm. We've been very, very intentional about who we were sitting down with.
I told you, yep.
And honestly, because it's so much shit that goes on with us, I got to speak to people who
follow that and understand it.
Are, that the public even is going to look at and be like, you can't bullshit them. Yeah. And they know that this is just a true conversation. Because there's so much wild shit that happens, and then by the time you say the shit.
Basically, if you don't know what I'm saying is true, or you don't understand what I'm talking about, there's no way I can talk to you, because if I can bullshit you, then this interview is going nowhere.
It's so just egregious, and people can't believe it's happening. Then by the time you look on the internet and the bots and the fake talk and the behind the scenes, them trying to save face, and they can because the internet is loud.
Yeah.
And those platforms are allowed. Journalism and real journalists have been to my benefit because it shows that, like, you know, it just shows that, like, it's what I'm saying is real.
You know what I really enjoy about this too is that they put the power back into journalism. Like, if you think about The Source and Double XL and a lot of other platforms where, you know, you had to go to get your hip hop information before there was a lot of social media and you got a chance to really tap in with the artist directly. You had to go to platforms that were going to share your story the way you wanted it to be shared. So I like that he's putting that energy back into it. I wish I can get an interview, but I ain't there yet. Maybe
I don't, I'm not gonna. You can't. You could never usually mask the interviews or the conversations and have that pair with like a #1 record and people just you know that hasn't been for me. So that's how I've always looked at you know, just the journalism side of it for me. I mean, that's what even with Hell Hath No Fury, you know, specifically the PR and the journalism side of it has always been to our benefit, an asset for us.
And that's important, right, Malice?
Absolutely.
But I think it's different. For some reason, this rollout feels different. Yeah, Source, BT, the basement, etc. Exactly. This feels different though. Like, I don't know if they have, like, the preparation that they had to put these things out the way that they have with the single and then the GQ and then another single and then another interview and then another single and then the GQ and then it's like, man, like, they had to have studied algorithms or something to say, like, this is gonna be the best rollout. I think Justin Hunt said something about it too, with this Iceman thing kind of seeming like it was a little bit he didn't say it, but I think somebody else said that the Iceman rollout is a rushed rollout, but it's still a rollout, and you haven't seen a rollout like that from Drake since Certified Lover Boy, which gives credence to the fact that there is there's some sort of treasure in a good rollout. So I think that's
Absolutely. Just networking, speaking with the right people, knowing that our story, because we always have a behind the scenes story.
Yes.
And if you
that show can sit on for a goddamn year. How do y'all do that? Like,
well, yeah.
Well, also, shout out Frazier Tharp, you know, fellow journalist, good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Did an amazing job. And what I loved about that too, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Is it made people read something, like, because we're so video driven now.
Yeah.
But that story you told, revealing for the first time, you know, the differences of what happened with the project, why it didn't come out last year, sitting with Frazier, who's a great journalist at GQ. I love that written word story carried that power and showed the power of journalism in a sense, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But that's what you were speaking to earlier.
No, I was just saying that we always have a real story, and it's like, if you're not speaking with the right people, it will get, you know, skipped over or whatever. So
breezed over.
Yeah, it'll get breezed over. But like, our story, even coming back, it just reminds me of everything that we've been through, the label drama.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what makes the story of the clip so good. Just, I guess, the hardships, the journey, everything that we have to fight through just to be seen and heard.
Yeah, correctly. I love this album so much. It made me think about you guys more in a historical context. Like,
bro, like, if they saying everything we have to fight through in order to be seen and heard, it's crazy, bro. The Clipse have to go through that much to be seen and heard. So for the upcoming artists, man, it's like you really need to study the OGs and really take notes and understand that it's not just about having good music. It's about how are you going to get that music seen and heard, and what are the avenues. It's not just dropping it on YouTube or wherever you drop music at. It's creating a funnel to which your music is being seen, putting that music in there, and then also following it up with some really great information about how that music was produced and created. I love that.
Need to be in that conversation of hip hop's greatest groups. You know what I mean? But think about all the derailment career-wise, they held you guys back. Like, you almost didn't get a fair shake of like competing on that level because of the
Yeah.
business and the politics of it.
For sure.
So how does it really come together where it just seems dream-like that you guys finally get back together? Pharrell's like running Louis Vuitton. He's running the castle. He's the man.
Right.
And that you decided you're going to go to Paris and under his watch craft this album. Like it doesn't even seem real.
Well, the Paris portion of it, I feel like we didn't have a choice because he kind of really threw himself in that position. Like, you know, he was, you know, named creative director, but you know, he doesn't treat it like a vanity title. He like actually moved there, actually sits in, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, mind you, I've seen this before. So I'm like, hey bro, you know you could be home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hire
You know
some
you,
people.
yeah, like you know you could be home and like just poach greatness and like, you know, and you know, step in every blue moon.
But he's got like a sewing machine right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a sewing machine. It's a sketch person. It's like, you know, he's really like he really took that title and really took it to heart and is really, you know, really working at it. So part of the deal was he had to have a studio set up in the headquarters.
You never know when that greatness
And with
is
that
gonna
being the
hit.
case, you know, we had to spend the time out there to get it done.
What was that process like for you, Malice? Like returning back to this foundation and people saying, man, that the pen is still sharp, man. How do you keep the pen so sharp, man?
You know, it's just like riding a bike.
That boy is look at his demeanor. It's just like, you know, silent killer riding a bike, you know. Bro, you gotta watch out for niggas like this, bro. He always ready. Always.
You know, and I also want to say, like,
but he always ready.
I've had 2 solo projects of my own, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just with my thoughts and the things that I've been dealing with in the issues of life. So I've, you know, always kept up with the writing part of it in my rap. And it's just, you know, I feel like it's just natural, man. It's hip hop. Yeah.
You speak openly about the conflict at times of going back to, you know, do you return back to rap? You made this thing, you left us, you came back, like, and to balance that, right? Because people were like, what do I expect to hear from Malice on this project? Is he going to talk about back when he was doing certain things or what the changes that happened? How did you find that right balance to express your story?
It's always just been present day, real life, real times, things that we're going through currently, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what makes it easy because we never like chase trends or chase what's going on. It's just who we are.
I mean, that intro.
I think that's a huge piece. That's why it's so natural. Because even if they haven't done it if they haven't done what they're talking about in a while, it's still a true event that happened to them, and they can still speak to that. So it's real thoughts. So now when you hear the RM sleeves and the Louis this and the fashion show, that's just where they are now. So they can talk about that too. I love that. That's a bar. Unless you think like it was a bar that J. Cole had too that said, basically, you know, you should rap about what is relevant to you. Rap about basically not being able to pay the bills because that's a perspective you can understand to be nice as hell, but gotta stress to pay the bills. So I think you should always, you know, approach music from that perspective where you're not talking about something that you really ain't living.
That's what I'm saying. You said lost in emotion, mama's youngest, trying to navigate life without my compass. Some experience death and feel numbness, but not me, I felt it all and couldn't function. Malice, you said your car was in the driveway, I knew you were home. By the third knock, a chill ran through my bones. The way you missed mama, I guess I should have known. Chivalry ain't dead. You ain't let her go alone. You know, you guys are actual brothers. You lost your mother and father.
The way he just read that, though, like the reading of that sounds like poetry. I mean, it is poetry, but it sounds like, you could just read that.
Short time, you know, just to have the power and come together and make a record like that. How do you even tap into that?
I just think it was the hardest thing, hardest record we ever done, hardest record I've ever done. Not just from my standpoint. I think it was crushing to hear my little brother's thoughts on, you know, losing our parents.
Yeah.
So it was like double grief because, you know, I can handle mine, but, you know, just hearing my brother express his emotions and some of the things that he said, he didn't even know. Like, I had heard my mom say these things, you know, to me, and he's expressing them. So, you know, it was just deep. And I just think the good thing about it is if you can find a silver lining is this is something that everybody goes through. And I think if you haven't went through it, one day, you know, you will. And I think this record will touch, you know, a lot of people and give people hope.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Was it a no-brainer to make it the intro?
I don't care, bro. I know that. I think that's the start to the album too. I'm excited for that one, man. I really want to hear that. I really want to hear that track. You know, some people don't like music like that because they feel like it's a trauma dump. I've heard people say they didn't like Ray Vaughn's album because it's a trauma dump, and I'm like, I mean, a lot of life is trauma, bro. Everything ain't just good all the time. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody feels like that's the period in their life that they're in, and they want to share that with their audience, it's not. We here to listen. If you don't rock with it, you don't rock with it, or you know what I'm saying. But I love hearing music like that.
Push, like to really grab this moment?
It wasn't a no-brainer to make it the intro until after we did it. It was probably, you know, it was super emotional the whole time.
Yeah.
When we're talking about recording it in the headquarters, it looks like this. We record like this. So, but let's just say the room is way longer, and you know, you can shut it off. The doors are open, and it's just a long room of different areas of people, like I said, sketching, sewing, bags, shoes, whatever. And this
So that
is our
workflow's
part.
not stopping. Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So this part is the music. You know, this is the music, but it's open. Everybody's working to creation. Man, we crying. You know, P crying. The workers are crying because they're in it in real time.
Yeah.
So you know,
like,
and then you know,
like, I've never even heard nobody say they recorded a record like that. Damn, I've never even heard nobody say they recorded a record like that. I mean, being that they recorded in Louis, and like you said, it's I don't know. I don't want to say it's a production line, but maybe it's similar to a production line where you got people. Everybody's creating at the same time. No matter what you might be creating shoes, you might be creating pants, shirts, glasses. Then they got music. So you can see, and it's a long haul where we're all creating and everybody can hear what they doing too. That sound amazing. That sounds amazing, bro. Like, I've never even heard anybody say they created a record like that. And I think it probably created another avenue to let go, though. Like, you're not in the dark studio with the closed doors and one guy sitting on this side and, you know, a bunch of your friends sitting over there. It's like, bro, it's me, you, and Pharrell and all of these other people creating at the same time, but creating from a different, you know, creating in a different way. Oh, that's dope.
He kind of like, he has this thing where musically he locks into the emotion and says like, yo, don't let the emotion out the room. So like it's
So he wants to fuel that.
Yeah, he fuels it.
Yeah.
We all fueling it, but it's, you know, it's tough. It's, you know, it's like a 4-day verse of like yo, you know what? I'm tired today. I can't. You know, you got 8. You know, you got 6. You got 2. Might have got 2 bars one day. But with that being said, yeah, you know, it was so in you know, after making it, it was agreed upon like, yo, this is the hardest record. Like, this is the hardest record, and because it's the hardest record, it should go at the top. It can't just go at the bottom like somebody would put at the bottom of a record. And
that's too predictable.
Yeah. And I think it made good on the album for the story arc of the, you know, just to the story arc of the album and the yanking of emotion and just, you know, just man, you know, you
Right
go
out the
from
gate.
that to chains and whips.
I
And
know,
then, you
bro. It's
like it's just like it's a lot.
That's but that's the thing though. Like I feel like I don't know how long a lot of y'all have been watching me. But I really I think I'm emotionally like I don't know. I don't want to say I feel everything pause, but I feel like when it's music, I absorb a lot of that. So that's why when y'all hear me saying like, man, that shit demonic or whatever, I could watch scary movies all day, but I know what I'm looking at is makeup and whatever. When I see this, when I see other things and I hear things, I'd be like, bro, that sounds crazy to me that they actually presenting this. So I feel a lot of that. So that's why I don't listen to a lot of the music, or I don't react to a lot of the stuff that you might expect somebody to do. Cause I really be feeling that shit. I be like, bro, hey, Sage, get the Sage, bro. But like I really feel a lot of the music, and I'm really excited for this album because I think they're not giving me an experience that I can't, you know, that I'm not gonna benefit from. You know,
To be said for the roller coaster ride of emotion,
Deontay.
hip hop,
Facts.
Yeah.
you know, raps, and then introspective. All things considered, you know what I'm saying? It's like all of this is, you know, so be it. Battle raps. It's
But
just,
are you going for that? Because it feels like everything from the title to everything just feels powerful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
does
yeah.
even to you? What does "let God sort them out" mean to you when that phrase? What does that mean to you?
Well, we would say, you know, kill them all and let God sort them out, because it's a lot going on. You know, politics, red tape, haters. You know what I'm saying? Just so much stuff going on, and we're just gonna do what we do and let God sort them out.
Facts.
So it's almost like a critique of the.
Let God sort them out. That's exactly what that means to me. And I don't know if it means the same thing to everybody. I'm sure maybe it does, but I feel like I have nothing to worry about. If you're religious or you're not, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We never like whatever you believe in, I'm sure you believe that it is handled. It's taken care of no matter what it is. So I ain't gotta say nothing. I ain't gotta do nothing. It's already handled. That's how I feel about it.
Of the landscape, in a
Yeah,
sense,
absolutely.
for sure.
clear out the
Absolutely.
mess because
Yeah.
we're back.
Yeah.
Kind of energy. And what do you mean when you say it's culturally inappropriate? You keep nailing that point.
You know, no, listen. It's culturally inappropriate. Is just when you hear the sound bite. What happened was, you know, we're making the music, and man, we get so hyped, and you know, it might have been a beat or just the freestyling or whatever that's going on, and in the middle of it, I forgot who said it. Just was like, man, this shit is culturally fucking appropriate, like, you know what I'm saying? And the engineer said, our man Mike, he was like, yo, you know what? Hold on, let me say it in the mic. He was like, say it in the mic and let me run it through a filter of like different voices. He was like,
okay.
and then just run that through you know, let that be a constant theme, because every time we would like do a record or feel a certain way about a record, you know, being that was said once, we'd be like, nah, this shit culturally inappropriate. This shit is
that's
crazy.
lit.
What does it mean to you, Malice? It's just no holds barred?
Nah, I just feel like, you know, we know when we being ignorant. You know?
Look,
we know
see,
exactly
look,
when.
you know, Push kind of had a roundabout way of getting to that answer. And Malice was just like, we know when we being ignorant. I love that. Cause I'm like, I need to know what that culturally inappropriate means. And it's basically, we know we being stupid. We know we being ignorant. I like that.
being
That's
ignorant.
dope.
So, you know.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, right now, currently, because of your comments with Travis Scott, you know, very revealing on So Be It.
Right.
You know, speaking on those things, like, I mean, is there a line for you that things get too personal, or do you feel like you have to just tell your truth?
No, and that's all it is. It's just me telling my truth, and I think people have I think they take for granted the things that they do wrong. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of wrong in regard to me.
Yeah.
You know, and they they take for granted that I just, I'm very quiet.
I just let that shit go.
I don't complain. I don't bitch. I don't tell. I don't.
Bruh, oh my God. All right, now I'm starting, bro, I'm gaining a whole nother, like, respect, honor. I'm that same way, bro. People just, they take it for granted that you don't flash out. Like that, and that's the thing. People only, so sometimes there's a thought that people only respect, like, power and reaction versus a person who really don't want to go there with you, bro. Like, really don't want to go there. Like, I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be that person. So I let the shit go. I just kind of like simmer on it on my thoughts, and maybe I'll respond to it differently. I feel the same way. Like, sometimes I see things, I hear things, and I just process them differently. I'm like, I'm not going to flash on everything. You can't crash on everything, but some people are willing to crash on everything, and those are the ones you really got to watch.
I don't do shit like that. So you can get something off on me. You can get something off on me
momentarily.
Momentarily.
A whole narrative will go, and no one will ever. He'll never clarify it.
Yeah.
Sam says, and the reason you don't want to go there is because once you do, now you're looked at as the villain when they really just want you to mind your business. Facts. That's a great comment. Great comment. When people think being quiet is a weakness, but it's not. Facts. Or just like not, even if you're not quiet, you just don't respond the same way that everybody else does, right? So I'm glad there's a lot of like-minded people.
You know what I'm saying?
Here.
I mean, that's just the unwritten rule.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Hold on. We got an OG in the building. Doc Seuss, what up, man? He said, when you're good with God, you don't have to try and control everything. Oh, when you good with God, you ain't gotta let God sort them out. Oh, a W. W Doc. Oh. Hey, bro, can we put that on the t-shirt? When you good with God, you ain't gotta control everything. Oh, that's tough.
It's supposed to be the unwritten rule. You don't have to go back and and tell everything and explain
and go on
yourself.
Twitter and say, that ain't what
this happened because
See?
of this.
Yeah, you did this.
See?
You bitch.
You just navigate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just navigate, never complain about nothing, and you just find a way to to persevere and overcome.
And have your moment when you want it.
Yeah, because even you being critical of Kanye at first when I read the article with Frazier, and then
Have your
songs
moment
like
when you
it's
want
just kind
it.
of shocking to hear you get to this point where you're willing to say, you know what, I can't deal with this guy anymore. Like this is the end of this. Like I was part of this. I appreciate my time with this. It helped my career. It was great. I contributed a lot myself.
We helped each other though.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly.
Everybody got to understand that we helped each other. It's never nobody just helped me. Ever. Like, we did good business.
Yeah.
Brother.
Very good business.
Yeah.
Brother. See, that's the other part. And oh God. That's the other part, man. That's another piece to the reason why people look at Drake the way they look at him. It's always, I did this. I gave you this. I made you that. And when I think about, like, obviously Drake added something to a lot of the songs that he did, right? He made them number ones. He did whatever, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like he didn't get anything in return. It always seems like it's one-sided. And that's why he's saying he never helped me with, we did good business. Come on, that's a W. That's a bar. That's a bar. Come on, bro.
And I'm talking about from
That's a bar.
My Beautiful Dark
That's a bar.
to here. We did good business. I did the best business, to be honest. So
It just got to a point where you felt that wasn't appreciated, and
1,000%. You didn't appreciate my business, and it gets into that, and it gets into just the, I'm from a well, you know, I came into this with my brother, you know, and I'm from a world and a culture of like a certain level of loyalty that we don't, you know,
Play with.
we win together, we lose together, we do every, you know, it's together and it's fine. And amongst the gang, we, you know, it's, you know, we have that comfort that this is what it's gonna be forever. And this is how we gonna carry it forever. And he doesn't carry it like that.
Bruh.
He never has carried it like that.
So you could be locked in with somebody until they veer off the path that y'all were on together. Y'all were on a path together. He veered off. I can't rock with you no more. Why is that a problem? I don't get it, bro. Maybe Earth One?
But it's a culture.
Shout out
Like
Savage
I had to
Savant.
leave from out of that fold because it's a culture. He's created a culture of that type of
Behavior.
business and attitude amongst each other. And
You don't like his leadership.
I hate his leadership. I hate it.
Yeah.
I only like his music. I like his music. Like and I like we bond on
I hate his leadership. I only like his music. I hate it. Oh, that's crazy.
we bond in the nostalgia of what we like musically. But hell no, I don't like his leadership. Fuck no.
Hey, shout out my dog Simba in the building. Cape Town in the house. This Friday is my birthday. If I start the day with a Clipse album and finish with a Superman and IMAX, bro, you in for a treat, gang. Happy early birthday if we don't see you. Wish the homie happy birthday in the chat, man, if y'all don't mind. But happy early birthday, man. We're gonna be live that night probably for it, to be honest with you. But shout out to my dog Simba, man. I appreciate you and the dono. Thank you so much, gang. Thank you.
Kidding me? No way. No way. He ain't no leader. Like he ain't no leader.
And speaking of
He
business,
just make good music.
exactly. Speaking of business, though, like so again, to go back to
Look
supposed
at
to get this album
Malice's
last
face,
year.
bro. Oh, look at Malice's face.
We supposed-
He trying to hold this laugh in, nigga. We see you. Nah, Malice. We see you. Nah, he trying to hold that laugh in. We see you. You can't hide it, nigga. We see you. You on camera.
Let's get this album last year. You make this record with Kendrick Lamar, Chains and Whips.
Right.
And that takes everything off course. Like,
Right.
Can you explain further, like, what happened at that point? Like, why did you feel like you expected to have some pushback or
Never.
wanted to get off the label or?
No, man. You gotta realize, man, for the past 2 years, man, I just been trying on clothes and making music. Like
He keeps saying that, Malice. He keeps saying he's trying out clothes.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
And then bothered by that. He's putting clothes on.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
You know why?
That's it.
Because I feel like you know, I was out of the way. You know, with everything that was going on and everything that's been going on and everything that I've been in since 2018 up until now, I felt like the past 2 years I've been focused on, you know, us getting this music right and, you know, just trying to, be a partner in some of my other endeavors, whether it be Adidas or LV. So I felt like I was out the way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, also, you know, I feel like we're very self-contained in this in this creation process of music. I don't, you know, we don't have rap friends necessarily. You know, we go one place to get the music and we do what we do.
It just seemed like they just so no BS, bro. Where we do everything together. We don't have rap friends. We just do we record, I'm trying on clothes. It seemed like no room for the antics. No room for the antics. And I get that from them. And I don't think that everybody has to be that way. Like, but it's respectable to see that, like you said, like I be minding my business, bro, and people be trying to like try me. You can't just try me, bro. He basically saying I'm not one to be tried. I don't bother nobody. I get it.
So when we come back to the label, it's like, man, we not only am I giving you the cream of the crop,
Shout out King Hammer.
but I'm also like pulling in the allies that I do have, and you know, all in the sake of great music, like all about, you know, just greatness.
Yeah. But that's selected curators.
That is selected and curated, and curated.
You look at the track list.
Curated by us, and nobody else could curate it.
Yeah.
People can't even make these calls.
Yeah.
Nobody. You know, so it's like, with that being the case, when you come back and you feel like you bearing gifts to label, like, look, boom.
Ooh.
And for them to have, you know, the energy of like of a censorship level of energy, like, no, we're not putting this out. You stop, you know, talking to my management team. You won't type or email, correspond.
Oh, so they broke communication, Malice, you said?
Well, no, they would communicate, but only via phone. They wouldn't. They wouldn't
Right,
type.
nothing in writing. So to hear him say that too makes a lot of sense about why they was pissed. It's like, bro, I mean, we expecting this Jay-Z, right? We expecting. Oh, we got Jay-Z, we got Nas, we got Kendrick, we got, who else is on the album? Tyler, I think Tyler's on the album. We got John Legend, I think, is on the album. He's like, bro, people can't even make the calls that we're making to curate this kind of project. We then present the project to y'all with all of this, and then now y'all saying we can't put it out. Are you crazy? That is kind of nuts. Like, we bringing you this and you saying no?
Type any of the
On the record, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So you know, it was so crazy to me, because I was like, this ain't real. Like, come on, we still
just
got
a
shit.
moment.
We still got it's a phase. We still got shit to record.
Yeah.
Whatever. But as time went on, it was like, oh, wait a minute, y'all are serious about this.
Yeah.
And ended up having to find a new home, purchase our way out of the deal.
Yes.
And
But you had no idea. You had no previous thought that it would get to that point.
tell me something, like, come on, who turns in an album like this and thinks that they're not going to put the album out?
That's crazy.
So it was pretty much the status of
This is done. This is
last year.
They have all
full
of this.
full product.
They got everything.
Yeah.
So and for me at that point, I was like, man, this shit reminds me too much of 2018. And reminds me of everything that happened, you know, within that year and a half.
Your battle with Drake.
Right, but I mean, just the censorship of it, and the things that, you know, were stopped and halted, and verses and so on and so forth. I was like, oh, this is
censorship in 2018, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like I said, man, they've been doing this. So for bro to be suing about something, whether it's about he's been devalued because, you know what I'm saying, whatever the hell they want to say they doing is devaluing him or whatever. Bro, you've been getting people censored for years. How does this make any sense?
This is a real situation. Yeah. I like, we didn't have a choice. Like, we have to go, because I wasn't gonna feel comfortable at all there.
Yeah, it's interesting because people think, like, you know, you had your historic battle with Drake, then Kendrick and Drake engaged. So it's like, people always feel, what does Pusha think of this? But in the day, you do end up getting pulled into it by having Kendrick on this record, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Well, why is the choice of that? Were you inspired for how he was moving triumphantly as an MC? Like, what made you want to put him on the record?
Kendrick is a top level lyricist.
Yeah.
Who we can only have top level lyricists on a Clipse album.
Right.
You got to be a top level lyricist. You have to be a somebody who has their own lane. Right. You got to be legend status. Yeah. You got to be up and coming new, but people can see you can see the fucking what's special. Yeah. Like, that's it. It wasn't even nothing. I mean, you've heard it now. So what I'm saying is, you know that it was only optics.
Yeah.
This shit wasn't about about nobody jumping out the window on anybody or anything like that. It was the purely mere optics of Clipse with Kendrick coming out on Def Jam under UMG.
Again,
They weren't going to deal with that. Wow. This whole
purely optics. This is crazy, bro. He said elite lyricism only. It's purely optics. Nobody jumped out the window. They just didn't want it. I would love to hear, like I said before, I would love to hear their side and see if they would rebut anything he said. Anything at all.
Situation was going on.
What was it like? So did you have in mind right away Rock Nation might be the right place for it? Like what was appealing there for it? Your previous relationship with Hov, or just
no? That was a secret. I didn't even know about it, to be honest. That was my manager shopping.
What up, all CNI News Network? What up?
Steven shopped it, and many people took interest in wanting to do the deal. Yeah. And
hearing this type of music,
right? You know what I'm saying? Because again, you get the whole thing, and
there's no A&R work to do here.
Right. It has never been.
Yeah.
For a long time. So he went and shopped it and ended up giving Hov a call, like, yo, so on and so forth. And then he came back to me and was like, yo, man, I asked Hov and Hov want to do it.
Oh.
And for me, like, shit, I thought that was a great look.
Yeah.
Great look.
Did you play him the album yet? Did he give you feedback on the album?
Yeah, of course. I mean, sent him. He got it like you.
Okay.
Hey,
I don't have nothing, man.
I forgot.
We don't know when this is coming out. I don't have anything.
I fucked up.
Low key, I don't have anything, man. Well, when he shouted out Hov, 96 Hov. Did you want to get him on that Mike Tyson joint?
Oh, we talked about that. I think he wanted to get on that at one point.
Yeah, it felt like he's supposed to pop in on the Mike Tyson joint.
Yeah.
You want me to make a call? I can try to help you.
Help!
He gotta be on this album.
No, but you said the fly shit though. It's better to have this business. You've had great verses from him.
Oh, for sure.
But this is business, and and they support creators.
This has been great business. The squad over there at Rock Nation, man. Yeah, man. This shit has been it's been really good, and it's good to like work with people who see the vision, who are in it. They're in it like we're in it. So it's like we can pivot if something's going wrong, or we can, make certain spontaneous decision making. Yeah. It's different than being at at one of the majors under those umbrellas, because it takes they're never that nimble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this has been a very, very nimble process.
So is it going still through the UMG system, or is it separate distribution when it goes out to the world?
We're going through Rock distribution.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Like sort of like an independent.
Yeah.
Got you. So it isn't, because I know sometimes Rock was putting stuff through the UMG system, but this is UMG's loss. Like at the end of the day, no matter what. Right? It's funny you mentioned like that's my thing with Def Jam got a lot of heat. Was it even above Def Jam's head in terms of it being a UMG thing? That's how I looked at it. Because then you was mentioning legal people by name, and I was like, oh shit, like Pusha ain't playing.
Yeah. I don't know. See, I just don't know how that hierarchy works. I'm not. That's a little bit too. I've never been in the crux of that part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But nor it being your interest.
Yeah. Not at all.
Malice, you said no more Neptune, P Saturn, powerful line. Like, what made you sort of tap into that? And because I think the Neptune separation is kind of a big deal to us hip hop fans, right?
Absolutely.
What made you directly address that?
Just still giving honor to P. I understand that the Neptunes are no longer. But we still go forward. We still go forward. We still persevere. We still push through. So gotta call them something else other than the Neptunes.
I mean, even with the So Be It, it's like the people are saying, like, it seems like especially Push in particular, that disrespect of P will not be tolerated, right?
Right.
Like, you don't want to see your guy.
Any of them.
I think that's one of the bonding pieces for Kendrick and the Clipse, or Kendrick and Push. He said for him, I inherit the beef. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that pushing P. I want to see you pushing T. You better around spinning on him. You think about pushing me. So I think that bond, that's why he said what he said about him. Like, bro, he's an elite top level lyricist, bro. Like, there's no way we don't have him on the album. And being that the album was done a year ago, I feel like, you know, Kendrick was recording this after already doing this verse, right?
It's to any of us, but I mean, honestly, man, we're really in our own world over here. Mm-hmm. Like, we're really in our own world. Like, we don't really, like, man, like to do anything underhanded to anybody over here is just crazy, because we're not in your mix. We're not in your mix, like, ever. We
Basically,
never want to be in your mix.
Bro, they just like, we in a league of our own, bro. We don't want nothing to do with y'all, period. We are Clipse. We have our solid group of people that we rock with. Next
we don't want
to party with you.
We don't want to party with you. We don't want anything from you. Half the time we don't even like your makeup. So it's like, why would you do anything underhanded to us, man?
Shout out Sassy Auto Chick.
How do you judge what's gonna? I mean, you're going on tour soon. Like, how do you judge what a success looks like? You know, like, it's not about numbers anymore, right? Like, it's a sense of things the same way, like first week sales and stuff like that. Like, like, obviously the music's great on its own,
right?
How do you measure? Is it just impact? Like, what is success gonna look or feel like to you guys once it finally comes out to the world?
I think it's just still just catering to our fans. Still just catering to the people that were waiting for us and who stuck around, who always have shown us support. We know who our audience is, who they have always been, and what works for us. And we do this because this is what we do. We don't do anything else. This is our art, and I look at Clipse as a novelty. You always know what you're gonna get when dealing with the Clipse. No more, no less.
So it's legacy. It's to preserve the legacy.
Yeah, and I think we're just running a different race. I mean, I don't think we've seen anybody competitively compete in hip hop for this long.
Yeah,
like to really have to compete. Like, we have to compete. And I think what it is that we do, lyrically, lyric driven, and the actual taste level of the music is something that we that people have not gotten to see this long. They, so it's like, we're really showing that this doesn't have to age out.
Yeah,
like, this don't have to age out at all, as long as.
And I feel like, that's not necessarily a shot. Not necessarily a shot. What up, JoJo? Not necessarily a shot at Andre. I'm not saying that, but I feel like there is the thought that you can age out of rap, and what am I going to talk about, and what am I going to, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it is kind of inspiring to see that the greats can still do this at a high level and not diminish their value in any way, if that makes sense. Hopefully I said that right, but they're not diminishing their value by continuing to rap. When Jay started rapping about art, you had a lot of people feeling like they couldn't relate to that. But I still think it's still boss rap. It's just boss rap at a different level.
Because you stay ingrained in the culture of it all. Yeah. Like, it's not about chasing a trend. It's not about trying to conform. It's about just giving the people quality to A and B. So either you like this or you like that, but you like Clipse or you like whatever it is, but they have quality to pick from.
Yeah. How you gonna approach the tour? And Malice, I wanted to ask you, because I know Push has expressed to me how certain Clipse records, party singles, he's not really a fan of some of the catalogs. Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way about some of those songs? Like, was like Ma Don't Love It? What's the one you hate?
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. I just love all the records that go hard. Yeah.
But I think
so. We're gonna get grinding, but we ain't gonna get Ma Don't Love Her.
Yeah, I think that, but I think that comes with like that's one of the benefits of having a catalog, being in it this long, and having grooming your fans to like really rock with you. Like, you don't have, like, we do what we want now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think our fans know you know, that I think they've grown with us in a way, and they understand the differences and the things that we may not be into anymore.
Yeah. So the sellers will probably be very curated more on the current side of things.
It's so curated.
Have you guys mapped it out yet? How you gonna approach it?
Nah, man. I've been
Also,
dreading it.
you've gotten to become a really good performer, but to be back on stage with your brother, you guys haven't done shows like this since the past era.
We done some shows.
Okay, got you.
Something in the Water.
Something in the Water.
Okay.
I feel like we did Lollapalooza.
Was it?
Yeah, Chicago Lollapalooza.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for
Roots
sure.
Picnic just the other day.
Yeah.
So
Bruh, that grinding beat.
How's it feel being back on stage with your brother? That part of it.
Great, man. It's perfect. Meant to be. Absolutely. It's crazy. Yeah.
Might get that Malice solo album, man. Not
Why not?
Malice, but a Malice solo album.
I'm gonna say
not?
Malice.
So you guys will get pulled into who's rapped better on each song and who got the better verse.
well, they saying
like
it.
that.
They say he got me. I'm 0-2 right now.
Bro,
Bro, they keep saying it, bro. They always say Malice be coming through sweeping, bro.
Listen, they said Ace Trumpet.
They say you did the Prodigy flow, you did the Nori
Yeah,
flow.
listen, they picked them both fucking times. Hey, man.
You 0-2?
I'm
down
0-2. I'm fighting back. I gotta fight back.
Nah.
He said, nah.
You don't buy into that,
fucking
Malice?
two.
I don't buy into that at all, man. I don't buy into it. You know,
The net said it.
It's got to be true.
The net said it.
Once again, what's your? I think it was asked before. What's your favorite Malice verse on the album?
My favorite Malice verse is
Or line, or punchline.
is So Far Ahead or FICO. It's those both of those,
Far
man,
Ahead
are
or
like
FICO.
there are I wish that I said I wish I could have said I done been both Mason Bethers.
Yeah, talk
And
about that.
I wish that I said I done sung along with rappers I never believed.
Ooh.
That second bar is I wish I fucking wrote that.
What made you take it there, Val?
I mean, you know, just being creative, man. It ain't no magic trick. It's just, you know,
Yeah.
things that just come to my mind, as I'm writing, listening to the beat or whatever. I would say for me, Pusha's flow on POV is incredible. I think they kind of was trying to scrap that, but I had to fight for that to stay on the album.
Trying to scrap that?
Yeah, man.
I think Pharrell thought the beat needed a switch up or whatever. Well, that's exactly what he did with it, but at the time, it was kind of like from top to bottom the same beat. So
yeah,
I know Tyler must have been geeked to.
absolutely.
How did that? Because that was one of the last ones, right? One of the last features.
Yeah.
What made you? I mean, you guys done stuff before, but like, why did you feel like he would be right to be on this song?
Well, he was. Tyler was in and out during the process. He did his collab.
He be reading tweets.
Collaboration with LV as well.
Okay, yeah.
During the time,
During that
so
time
he's
when you
out.
recorded. So he was hearing little bits of the album.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
he heard
he
Joe
was
cooking up.
He
Yeah.
was
going
calling me,
stupid
asking
in
me
this.
for certain songs. Like, man, let me get this. Let me listen to that. And I'm like,
He's like a kid at Christmas. His dreams coming true. Like Pharrell and the Clipse will make an album.
so he heard POV, and I was like, oh, he was on tour. And I was like, yo, I mean, I'll send it to you. I was like, I'm gonna send it to you, but I need it back. I was like, I know you're on the road.
But
and then
he tested Tyler, bro. He said, I'm gonna send it to you, but I'm gonna need it back, bro. I know you on the road, gang, but I'm gonna need you to go. Tyler was like, word, I got you. Don't worry about it. It's in the mail, dog. Tyler asked.
Somebody told me, I forgot who it was, but they were like, oh, he has a setup on the road. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, I didn't know you was recording out there.
Oh, while he's on tour.
Yeah,
He's on tour,
I was like, oh man,
Hop on that.
I need it back. I need it back. Couple weeks, please.
A couple weeks? Oh,
he
that
did.
was done.
He just did, and it was incredible. Incredible, man.
What was the process getting Nas on the album?
Man, Nas was supposed to have been on Hear Me Clearly from It's Almost Dry.
Oh wow, that's right.
And it just didn't happen. And he called me one day and said, hey, after the album came out, was like, yo, I'm getting a whole bunch of heat because everybody now knows that I was supposed to be on this record, and they telling me I'm stupid and and I was like, nah, we gonna find another one. And so during the process of making Let God Sort 'Em Out, again, Pharrell was looking for a change.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, I need y'all to put 8 y'all need some 8s for this joint I just did. And that was the change. And I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, this is Nas's beat. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, whatever you were in, you had to been thinking about Nas, because I was like, yo, this is for Nas. And just sent it to him. And sent it to him with the verses on it. And he was like, oh my God, this is crazy. He was like, so this whole part is mine.
So ready for
and
this
I was like, yeah.
I'm so ready for this album.
That's all for you. I was like, we're not getting on it, but please just send it back, man. Please send it back.
And we all hyping Pharrell, because Pharrell's doing so many type of different hooks and choruses and bridges.
Yeah.
Like, what was that like to get him to crack the mic and really just be all in?
I'm
man,
so hyped.
I think what we've done collectively has sparked a nostalgia of when we used to be, really creating young and just just early days. I don't think he gets that energy often.
Yeah, no, I don't think we've heard that from him.
Yeah,
in a long
so
time.
I think I don't think there's you can make a Clipse album with him not being a part of it like that, or being so ingrained in it, hooks or whatever the case may be. He tries to not, but ultimately,
it don't even sound right. You gotta have.
I remember we had a manager, Tony Draper, at one time, and he used to be like, "Man, Pharrell the third Clipse.
Yeah, he
Pharrell
is.
the third Clip. He got to be on the yo. Put him up there. He the third Clip. Got to him like Easy.
Yo, that'd be lit if that was an album. The third Clip.
Draper, man.
No, we would love. We see when he rhyme over like a Wu-Tang beat or something like that. We always would go crazy. Like Re-Up Gang when he jumped on the posse cut. Re-Up Gang.
I think
it lights that hip hop fire in him. Like
yeah. I think it's important for him to like hear and know that. I don't know that he gets that type of information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the time.
Yeah. Well, thank you, fellas. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, shit, we done?
We got some bonus stuff. We got some bonus stuff for you, bro. For a talk,
yo, that time went by quick,
crazy.
bro.
Our food ain't even get here yet. I'm thinking we
gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Let's go. My man D.L. got some stuff. We're gonna flow.
Nah, hey, look, man. Oh, man. All that did was get me more excited for the album. And honestly, I got a chance to just kind of like, there's the Clipse. If my personality was a person or a rap group, my personality is Clipse. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be that. I am so like, I do my thing, I get out. I do what I gotta do, I don't stick around. I hang with only a select few people. I don't really talk to a whole lot of people. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I really have I really value my energy and my space, right? Like I think listening to it, like, it's not like I haven't listened to them and heard them before, but I think something about their growth and how they've aged and everything, I feel like it's something I align with a lot more. You hear my cat out here, bro? What you doing? Come on, bro. What's up? What? You trying to go down and say you gotta use bathroom? Yeah, go. Damn. Y'all hear that dude, man? He out there going crazy. But yeah, man, that's I align so much with them, man. So I didn't expect that one to be that long. But let me know how y'all feel about that one in the comments. We got a little bit of time today, gang. Rule number one, he be clowning him. He said my bowl is empty. Bruh, he be getting into, so I have the food and he gets into that. I gotta put like a 20-pound weight on top of it so he can't get into it. All right, one last video, gang. Yes, absolutely. W interview. One last video. I know I have been missing for a while, so I don't mind sitting here and hanging with y'all. Hopefully y'all getting through work, man. It's almost 2:30. We're gonna get y'all through the day. We're gonna get y'all through the day today, gang. One more video.